Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green. Welcome back to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm venturing through the Spirit Temple, and I've been talking a bit about my favourite dungeons. I talked about how effective Snow Peak Ruins was in the previous dungeon, and the fact that you don't get any healing items. It's so cold and frozen over and sort of devoid of warmth in many ways, but you gradually reunite everything. Alright, so we've got more Anubis in here. Our objective is to work around the 3 of them and get them to walk into the fire we can generate. Hang on, there might be time blocks. Time blocks, that could be it. I mean, I'm admittedly trying this because I've always went, okay, they're weak to fire, so now we use Din's fire and wipe them out rather than stuffing around with a puzzle. Okay. So, go back over here, light that, then go over here. That's one of them. Okay. So, that's how we deal with... That's how we deal with that one, but we might be able to walk around the room. That one... Oh man, I've got bad traction here. Yeah, you sort of have to go around the edge of the room and then... So that's how you do it. So that opens that door up there. Or at least this one over here, because the other one... Oh, the hover boots have actually come in handy. The other one leads us deeper into the dungeon, but we will need certain important items. Now, this room we can't do anything about because we don't have a mirror to reflect light, do we? What we need to do is... bait that and open this, and in we go. Now there are 2 invisible chests in here which we should be able to open if we get to the right spot. But yeah, dungeons. As I mentioned, I like Snow Peak Ruins, I really like the Face Shrine, but after those essentially top 6 I mentioned, because Face Shrine and Snow Peak Ruins would tie, it's really difficult for me to decide. I'd probably have to think of my favourites by game. Also, we've got another Iron Knuckle, but we also have better kit. Alright, let's fight. So.
You dare defy me? You will die.
Guess again, Iron Knuckle.
We can take this down with 4 jump attacks.
He's dead. Let's get out of here.
We're bigger and faster and stronger too, but we are not, unfortunately, the first member of the DK crew. We can end that very easily with the big Goron sword. And we get to head outside. But yeah, I'd have to go through favourite dungeons by game, but this is obviously my favourite all over. This was why I wanted to actually get the mirror shield at this point of the day. You get to see it reflect the night sky, and it looks so good. The shield's polished surface can reflect light or energy.
This shield both sword and spear deflects, but cannot stop the vilest curse. This crystal makes the shield reflect, cursing the cursor with twice the curse.
I mean, it's just great. That is such a good touch. And yeah, it's my favourite design of the mirror shield. Hands down. No, I have kitted out in nice red threads. See, from the first game, I don't know if I do have a favourite dungeon, because most of them are not that great, and a lot of them are very, very murderous and full of things that will make your life miserable. I like the atmosphere and idea of the Great Palace being that ultimate trial, but oh my, is it just jank upon jank. It's like the first two games do not have great dungeons, honestly. They're really good ideas, but improvement was needed. Now there is just a chest in here. I think in Master Quest there are traps here. So we got our next key, and that means we can go back through the other room. From A Link to the Past, I kind of like Thieves' Town. It's a really creative dungeon that gives us a good approach to just sort of straightforward combat and a nice little twist at the end. I seem to like Misery Mire as well, because you can navigate it. It's got so many ways you can go through it. It's tricky, but it's rather fun in its own way. And yeah, I'd have to think a little bit on some of the other ones. Sorry, but so this annoying, basically slide puzzle. You can climb up this normally, but it sucks. You can also cheese it with the long shot. So you can pretty much just cheese it, so that's sort of what I recommend you do. But we will be patient. We will wait for everything to slide around. And then we will climb up. That's some amazing strength in those arms, Lung. So we do have to be careful, because if we get our timing wrong, we go crashing into the spikes. Whoop. And I think the moving platforms, if you move onto them at the wrong time, you can very easily get thrown off. Well, that actually worked really well. I did that first time. I was not expecting to. I do the hard bit really easily and the easy bit really hard. That's just typical me, I guess. Anyway, we are nearly at the end of the Spirit Temple. And we will have pretty much everything done. Once we've completed this, we'll be on to the end game. So, we know that Face Shrine is really good. I think that thematically is pretty neat, but the puzzle elements of Eagle's Tower are really good. It too adds to sort of the sense of unease. It's getting very clear that you are going to have to destroy the island. And the Nightmares are not happy about it, and they're taking all sorts of methods, all sorts of approaches to try and stop you. It's... Oh, that does destroy them. Ah, arrow switch. Very nice. And that makes some platforms appear above us we can use for the long shot. So yeah, we know my favourites here, but second favourite, Forest Temple. Definitely the Forest Temple. I do like the design approach of the dungeons in Link's Awakening, but I think definitely Face Shrine and Eagle's Tower, but I have to say I give points to the improved Angler's Tunnel from the remake because they went all out with the music and actually made it a really good track. So that gives us that, and we can leave. We can head into the last bit. Then from this game, I've mentioned that. Majora's Mask, Stone Tower Temple is an easy win. And then from the Oracle games, tough one. Very tough one, but I do really like, I think, Dancing Dragon Dungeon and the Sword and Shield Maze from Oracle of Seasons. But all the Zelda 2, not all the original Zelda references, really good stuff. Now there's a dodgy chest in here if I'm far back enough. I need to line myself up, shuffle across a little bit. Is this another freeze trap? I think it's another freeze trap. It's bombs. Okay, I'll take that. So yeah, from Oracle of Ages, it's Moonlit Grotto, partly because I really like the music. I love the creativity of Mermaid's Cave, and I also like the Ancient Tomb, especially for the excellent puzzle boss fight. Also these are the only white bubbles, not just in the entire game, but the entire series. So, they are basically bubbles that have no flame around them. You just wait for them to stop moving and take them down that way. So yeah, the Oracle games do have some pretty good dungeons, some interesting approaches along the way. Because you've got, say, dungeons like the Wing Dungeon, which you'll need to wind up going back in time to do, because you actually destroy the entry in the present, then go back into the past to get in there. The approaches in Seasons are pretty good, all things considered, but I just like Ages a little bit more. Ages is very heavily puzzle focused. It's like both games have got their respective merits, and I think they're both very good, but I do like Ages just that bit more. Wind Waker, I've said the Wind Temple easily. The Earth Temple would probably come close. Then from there aren't really dungeons per se in Four Swords Adventures. From Minish Cap, I like pretty much all. I like a lot of them, really. They've all got their appeal, but I think Palace of Winds would probably be my favourite. It is a bit long, but it's a grand, stylish dungeon that feels like a great ultimate challenge for the game. At least penultimate challenge, because the last one you face is Dark Hyrule Castle. But it's so well presented. Twilight Princess, I've said Snow Peak Ruins, and I think pretty much everyone loves the Arbiter's Grounds. Now we're face to face with the statue. What we have to do, shine a little light on its face. The years have unfortunately taken their toll, and the face breaks away to reveal our boss door. You can apparently long shot onto that. And through we go. Now, I am going to have to muck around a little bit and do some editing on their voices so you can tell who's who. But we're meeting Kotake and Kume. Ho ho ho! Looks like someone is here, Kume!
Looks like it, Kotake.
What an outrageous fellow he is to intrude so boldly into our temple! Ho ho ho!
We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. Hee hee hee.
At least I can tell by their laughter. Not that they're doing it themselves, mind you.
Oh, loyal minion.
Destroy this intruder on our behalf! That bit's really good. Adds a nice little light touch to everything. So we're facing off against an Iron Knuckle. Navi will tell us something strange. This is not an ordinary enemy. So break out our sword. But you fight it pretty much the same. The armor doesn't fall off, you'll note. Okay, it parried one of my attacks. And inside the armor...
Oh my goodness, this is awful!
Not quite that, it's Naburu! Oh, where am I? Well, looks like she's back to normal. Kume?
She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo, Kotake.
Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Ho ho ho!
Then we should brainwash her again. Hee hee hee.
Somehow they missed me. You know, they really could have taken me out, but they kind of stuffed that up. Oh well, they are not going to have a good time of it. But we will want to switch to the Master Sword because it's a little easier for this fight. You do note that in the cutscene, Link pulls the Master Sword because it's kind of a... They're not assuming you've got the big Goron sword. Anyway, head through to the boss room and let's get our fight going. Again, magnificent design work. You can kind of tell this is important.
It does seem like an altar. Look at that stupid kid. He came on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the great Ganondorf. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone!
With my frost, I will freeze him to his soul! We are ready for our boss fight, one of the best in the game and probably one of the best in the series, for its very creative use of the mirror shield, Twinrova. Recurring antagonists through the series. Now, you'll want to keep an eye on Kotake and Kume as they move around. One of them will eventually start to launch an attack. Get your shield ready for when they attack. I missed. But that's pretty much the battle plan. Reflect their attacks. Whoa! Good thing I've got the Goron tunic on. I'm not going to catch fire very easily. I don't think physics works that way. I am frozen for a long time. I'm too close and they're missing me. Oh, I'm gonna have to dodge that. I'm already out of position. That's bad. This has not started well. But this should give me a much better field of vision. I missed my first attack and... right in the backside! So that's what you want to do. Reflect the attack from one to the other. Try and keep them both in your field of vision. Let the attack come to you. That... somehow that completely missed. But of course... wait, that counted and some of the other ones didn't? I have questions about that. Basically, try and keep them in your field of view. Alright, just had to split for a little bit. So it's no good target Z targeting, because you'll only reflect the fire at the other one. Alright, 3 hits. Okay, I might have to hit Kume once. But yeah, apparently Katake might have to hit Kume. Katake's taking a pasting. Alright, that's 4. Alright, okay.
Okay, let's get serious now, Katake.
Oh, okay, Kume.
Katake and Kume's double dynamite attack.
And yeah, apparently Link thinks Twinrova is kind of hot. Improved graphics did help. Now for this phase. When Twinrova attacks, guard the strike and keep guarding whichever type you absorb first. The shield gets closer and closer to capacity. You can target Twinrova if you need. Get close, and the mirror shield will blast Twinrova. Get to attacking, and wait for the next round. If you miss one, be patient. Don't absorb a different type or you'll get hurt, and you'll have to go through the sequence again. Twinrova is usually obliging. Man, the effects on the ship. Keep out of range if that happens. You don't want to wind up getting frozen today. Right, so be patient. Wait for your chance. And then attack again. And we finish the fight in style. And get one of the best cutscenes in the game. I didn't think I was that close to beating them. Okay.
Shoot! What a fresh kid! This time we'll get serious, right, Katake?
What? Hey, Kume, what is that above your head?
I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Katake.
But I'm only 400 years old! And I'm just 380 years old!
We're twins, don't try to lie about your age! You must have gone senile!
Who are you calling senile? Is that how you treat your older sister?
We're twins, how can you be older? Gah! How heartless you are! How can you be so ungrateful? You're heartless! You ungrateful! I'll come back to haunt you!
And they weren't wrong, admittedly. Twinrova would be the primary antagonist and driving force of the Oracle games, with Varen and Onox working for them. Alrighty, we're maxed out on health. Life energy will be totally filled. We have everything we need. We have completed the game to this point. We could go and get the 200 rupee reward if we want. But we really don't need to. I mean, the family will be freed, but we've got exposition. One last bit, well, not the last bit of exposition, there is a long-ass cutscene coming up. And here's Naburu, safe and sound. Kid, let me thank you. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years. A competent swordsman. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will. But isn't it funny that a person like me could turn out to be the Sage of Spirit? And now I'm going to fight them as one of the 6 sages. I'm going to pay them back for what they did to me. Kid? No. Lunk, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it. Raise our hands to the sky and... behold! Bling! It's interesting that the talk for the spirit medallion is yellow, even though it's orange, and it's always a light blue for the light medallion. You receive the spirit medallion, Naburu awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. We're all kitted out. If only I knew you had become such a handsome man. I should have kept the promise I made back then. I have questions. I have too many questions. Oh no, more exposition.
Lunk, the hero! Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. The time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. Excuse me, cameraman, do you mind not getting right up in my grill when I'm talking? It's a bit rude. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. Cameraman, get back. The one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. Clear off, would you? Alright, wait, that's zooming out too far.
Well, let's head on back to the Temple of Time. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realise that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.